Shout out Napheesa Collier for telling the truth yesterday. Because, man, there are fans that have been saying this all year long about the WNBA refs. And I've been saying this consistently. It's not just the fever games that it's going on. And I understand that Caitlin Clark has been mauled and there's been calls that need to be made, but it's not. But we've seen other situations where Angel Reese's hair gets pulled. And we've seen a situation where Dejanay Carrington pulled a girl's hair down against the Dallas Wings. We saw Elena Smith earlier this year truck a Phoenix Mercury player to the ground, and the Mercury player got called for the foul. And you're wondering to yourself, are we watching prison ball? Are we going to take control of the game? No, the refs don't do that. There's no repercussions. I don't know of any suspensions this year or any ejections that happened that comes to mind right now, but it needs to change because the product right now hard to watch, right? We've seen again the Fevers players get hurt, and it's like you got to protect them. You can't just let this go on forever. And then the unfortunate situation that Fisa Collier, 0 free throw attempts. One of your best players in the WNBA has 0 free throw attempts in a playoff game. What are we doing here? If you see a guy like Draymond Green kick somebody in the nuts or clothesline a guy and his behavior is erratic, what does the NBA do? Suspend him, fine him. And if he gets suspended, that's good. That needs to happen. You can't just act like, oh, we're just going to turn a blind eye and let things continue. Cathy Engelbert is just not the right person for the job. She needs to go, in my opinion. She even compared the WNBA to football. Like, what? That is dumb. Because basketball, yes, it can be physical. I'm okay with physicality, but there needs to be a line drawn. And if you're enabling your players to do whatever they want out there and there's no repercussions, some players are going to get upset about that. And I'm glad we're seeing more people speak up, but we still need more women coming together and calling out the foolishness. But let's see what Nafisa Collier had to say. Buckle up. It was really good.
Thank you all for your time today. I have prepared a statement that I would like to make before taking any questions. All right. So first of all, I'd like to congratulate the Mercury for advancing to the finals. And I want to be clear, this conversation is not about winning or losing. It's about something much bigger. The real threat to our league isn't money, it isn't ratings, or even missed calls, or even physical play. It's the lack of accountability from the league office. Since I've been in the league, you've heard the constant concerns about officiating, and it has now reached levels of inconsistency that plague our sport and undermine the integrity in which it operates. Whether the league cares about the health of the players is one thing, but to also not care about the product we put on the floor is truly self-sabotage. Year after year, the only thing that remains consistent is the lack of accountability from our leaders. Sorry, I had to walk here in my boot. I'm kind of out of breath. The league has a buzzword that they've rolled out as talking points for the CBA as to why they can't pay the players what we're worth. That word is sustainability. But what's truly unsustainable is keeping a good product on the floor while allowing officials to lose control of games. Fans see it every night. Coaches, both winning and losing, point it out every night in pregame and postgame media. Yet leadership just issues fines and looks the other way. They ignore the issues that everyone inside the game is begging to be fixed. That is negligence. At Unrivaled this past February, I sat across from Cathy and asked how she planned to address the officiating issues in our league. Her response was, well, only the losers complain about the refs. I also asked how she planned to fix the fact that players like Caitlin, Angel, and Paige, who are clearly driving massive revenue for the league, are making so little for their first 4 years. Her response was, Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything.
That is nuts to me. She had an offer from the Big Three league with Ice Cube. She got a massive offer from him. She would have had endorsement deals regardless if she was in the WNBA. She's bigger than the league. To say like she would be nothing is ludicrous. She could play on Rival. She could play overseas. If you don't think Caitlin Clark is making any money whatsoever, Cathy Engelbert, you are delusional. You have no idea what you're talking about. To dismiss what's being said by your players and the feedback by the coaches and your fan base, to ignore it, like Collier is saying, turn a blind eye. You act as if it's not a big deal. And if you don't listen to your feedback of the product you're putting out there, guess what happens? Your customer walks away. If I have a product that's trash and people tell me, hey, you need to fix this because I'm not enjoying it, if you make these changes, it will get better. If I don't listen, they're not going to stick around. They're going to find something else. So If fans are talking about this and you are not addressing the elephant in the room, what do you think is going to happen? Your ratings are going to go down, viewership's going to go down, and eventually people are just going to be fed up, and there'll be no WNBA. And Cathy will be responsible for that because the refs are out of control. It's disgusting work, and it needs to be taken care of.
And in that same conversation, she told me players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that I got them. That's a mentality driving our league from the top. We go to battle every day to protect a shield that doesn't value us. The league believes it succeeds despite its players, not because of them. I have the privilege of watching my husband run a league where he has to balance 100 different things at once. I won't pretend the job is easy, but even with all of that on his plate, he always takes the time to reach out to players when he sees an injury, whether it's unrivaled or even during the WNBA season. That is what leadership looks like. It's the
Shout out to Napheesa Collier for showing tremendous respect to her husband. That was really cool. I love that part. And she's petty too, because she's saying her husband is better at the job than Cathy. Like, this is insane stuff. It's unprofessional from Cathy. And you see this person down here, they don't understand what she's doing. And she's being professional, in my opinion. I don't find any problems here. This guy, Gary, says obviously there are issues in the WNBA, but when people make these statements and fail to offer ideas to help make improvements, the statements fall short. Otherwise, this comes across as finger pointing at the commissioner, warranted or not. It is warranted. They're giving her feedback. They are trying to provide a solution, which is called improve your product, get better referees out there. That is a solution. I don't understand why people don't comprehend some things sometimes. Act like, oh, they're complaining, they're being whiny. No, they want things to get better. What are they supposed to do? Just take it and not say anything? They have a platform. She's not yelling in the mic. She's not doing anything unprofessional. She's reading off a script she either got typed out or someone gave to her. I have no problem with it. She gave credit to Mercury for making the finals. People just don't understand what the players are trying to do here. They want a better product. She even said it. It's not about the money. It's not about the ratings. It's about improving things so the fans can have a better experience. The players can have a better experience. The coaches can have a better experience. But yeah,
human element. It's basic integrity, and it's the bare minimum any leader should embody. This year alone, I've gotten calls, texts, and well wishes from so many players across the league. Those moments remind me that sometimes there are things bigger than the results than this game we play. But do you know who I haven't heard from? Cathy. Not one call, not one text. Instead, the only outreach has come from her number two telling my agent that she doesn't believe physical play is contributing to injuries. That is
that is tone deaf. And this is why people can't take this league serious. If that is your message to your players, man, even though I don't want a lockout to happen because I think it's going to hurt the league, I want Cathy out. She needs to go. She's terrible. She doesn't know what she's doing. That is egregious stuff. You can't even reach out to a player who had an ankle injury in a battle for game 3 where you are trying to make the WNBA finals again. You're one of the favorites to win the championship, and then you go down to injury. It's frustrating. You're devastated. You can't send any messages at all. Really? You have your assistant do it. Oh man, she is so funny, Cathy. Oh Lord.
infuriating. And it's the perfect example of the tone deaf, dismissive approach that our leaders always seem to take. I've finally grown tired. For too long, I have tried to have these conversations in private, but it's clear there is no intention of accepting there's a problem. The league has made it clear it isn't about innovation, it isn't about collaboration, it's about control and power. I've earned this platform and I've paid the price to get here, and now I have a responsibility to speak on behalf of the fans and everyone in this league that deserves better. Our leadership's answer to being held accountable is to suppress everyone's voices by handing out fines. I'm not concerned about a fine.
And the fines are petty because you see like $200 fines. You're like, what? This dumb stuff in the league. But she's right. I agree with what Napheesa Collier had to say here. I don't see any whining. She's just trying to hold the WNBA to a higher standard. What is the problem with that? Again, if your customer is not happy with your product and they're giving you feedback on how to make improvements, if you don't listen, they're going to get frustrated. If you continue to ignore them and be tone deaf, their voice is going to get louder. It's not whining, it's feedback. There's a difference there. So for Napheesa Collier, I'm glad she's saying something, but I hope we see the same energy. Don't stop talking about it. Don't wait to the playoffs next year and bring it up again. Talk about it in the regular season. Mention that, look, these refs are trash. You don't have to say trash, but you get what I'm saying. They're not good. The league needs to do something about this and bring attention to it so more people are talking about it instead of just Fever fans point out, oh, Caitlin Clark is getting mauled out there. No calls are being made. They're not protecting her. But now we see other players mention it. Again, like I said, it's not just happening to the Fever, it's happening to other teams. And some accountability needs to happen and starts at the top. So shout out to Collier. Love what she had to say. Hope you guys enjoyed this video today, my reaction. I want to hear your thoughts on what Collier had to say about the WNBA and Cathy Engelbert. What does the league need to do next? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.